I found myself very fortunate, in fact blessed by nature, by Lord, to give me an opportunity to be a witness to the baby Euro. And why? Because I had passion for economic work and for monetarism, for monetary M1, M2, Q3, quantitative easing, bonds, loans. You talk of all these things, concepts of derivatives, hedge funds. All these are very much, I feel myself very much comfortable talking about these things. So I think it was another blessing of God. I don't know how many blessings I should count. So that was one. Then I came back, and then I was handling in my ministry what you have this United Nations. Generally, in Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Pakistan or anywhere, United Nations is considered to be a very holistic desk, where everything and anything. So I happen to be again blessed by time to handle one of the most important, if not the most important division. I don't know why all this has always been falling on me, but then I looked after the United Nations work in the ministry, and then after that I was posted to Beijing.
That was 2003.
That was Beijing 2001. And that was another, we had a very historic transition, upgradation of our ties with Beijing in 2001, with the work that came in. Chinese companies and corporations started, all the big projects in Pakistan started in 2001. So we had this Gwadar project, we had this Sandak project, we had dozens of hydropower projects, all this in 2001. So we were able to achieve a lot of interest and a lot of interaction with the Chinese.
So now you went as an ambassador.
Then I went as ambassador in 2003, end of 2003, to Mauritius. There I was, I was told that, you needed a break because you are always taking everything so seriously. So you deserve a break on the Paradise Islands. So I went there, I don't mind taking a break if nature has that for me. So I was sent to Mauritius, a very beautiful island, and then I was ambassador to Seychelles, even more beautiful, and then Madagascar, another fantastic, geological and ecological mystery, and Comoros. So I was continuously traveling. Every 6 months I would hop from one island to another island, and and then I spent 4 years there.
In Madagascar?
In Mauritius. And we were based in Mauritius, but I went all around these islands. We were able to achieve 400% increase in our exports, and from zero we were able to achieve the status of Mauritius from nowhere into 6th largest investor in Pakistan. That was so I got Mauritians to invest in Pakistan, where they were not investing even zero capital when I arrived there in October 2003. And according to the IMF figure that I have, by the time I left, I had already got $245 million for Pakistan from zero. So subsequently, the flow of foreign investment funds from from Mauritius to Pakistan has continued, and it is now approaching 500 million from that small place. So we that was after that I did, and I stayed 4 years there. Then I was transferred to headquarters, and in headquarters again, Lord had other surprises for me. They would always put me in the most you can say as the responsible positions, and so I started as the additional secretary for policy planning, strategic policy planning, in which I used to scan 36 think tanks of the world, what they are, what they write and what they do. So it was intellectual brainstorming for me and advice on policy inputs to my government, and so that was for a year. Then I was also working in the presidency as the foreign policy advisor to the president in the presidency for 1 year. Then I was also working as head of the Asia Pacific region in the ministry for 1 year, immediately before I came here. And there were a few months that I also spent as United Nations Director General of United Nations. But last time that I had come from Brussels, at that time I also spent time as Director General for South Asia. So that was we have a directorate for India, Bangladesh, and like that. So that is what I did for in that period. So I have a very hodgepodge of experience, and a lot of these have been very historic events in my life. So I do not know why I had to be always a witness to something that is so critical happening to the world. And I've been witness to that, and I feel that it's all Lord which decides. The destiny is not made by anybody. I don't determine my destiny. I never made my destiny. I feel that I'm being used by Lord, and this is all his scheme of things. And so at the moment I happen to be in Singapore, and I have traveled to 60, 70 countries in the world, more than 60 countries in the world. I've worked in 5-6 countries. I have been educated in the United States. I have traveled twice, and I have been also educated in Geneva, in Beijing, and now I am in Singapore. And Singapore, I had been writing about Singapore, and little did I realize that they will post me here actually. So I had been writing about this country in many years back, and as recent as last 10 years, and I have been writing. Before I had no clue that they will even consider me. And so when they told me that you are, so they asked me, where would you like to go? I said, at this stage I have my passion, and I can't have multiple loves at this stage. I can so my love is with the passion is with the Mandarin world, and so I want to focus on what I have developed as a passion. So I'm very much blunt on that. I would like to make maximum use of my expertise of Mandarin and my knowledge of the Greater China world. So my choice is very clear. So happening to be in Singapore gives me an edge of sorts in this, because the people here, 70%, 75% are definitely, they are Mandarin, and they have the Chinese culture. So I am trying to connect Pakistan with this